Oh, we're live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Gen 1099 show. This is your host, Carlos, aka Los Dez on the Instagram, Los Dez on my Facebook as well. I'm here with my good friend, Mustafa Faiz.
Hey, Carlos.
He is a realtor with a company here in Houston called Exceed Realty. What's going on, my friend?
Good.
Feeling good?
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Feeling fresh off of your event last night. We had a huge event last night for Exceed and your homebuyer seminar. How did that go?
It was our first homebuyer seminar, and the team just did a fantastic job, and we were getting mad reviews after that. People were calling, they were texting, and everyone just did a fantastic job. And all the people that came in, they walked out with a lot of value.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. So talk a little bit more about that. What was the event? What was the event like? What was it for? What were you doing? I know giving back to the community is really big for you, right? Giving away some free value there. So talk about the event. What exactly was it?
So the event was it was primarily for first-time homebuyers or would-be homebuyers, and you know when you start thinking about owning a home, it can be really overwhelming. Like you don't know where to start, what's involved, the process, applications, paperwork, so much stuff. So it could be daunting.
Scary, huh?
Oh, big time. Because
Yeah.
like this is the biggest purchase,
No doubt.
that folks make in their lifetime.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, it's just like one home or two homes, and it's a big purchase. So with that just comes a lot of it could be scary, right? If you don't know what you're doing. But our job was to go ahead and make sure we put an event together so that we're calming people down.
Yeah.
We're letting them know, hey, this is what it takes to go through the process, and we will guide you. We will we'll take your hands and we'll guide you through the whole process. So you don't have to worry about it. And at the end of the day, it all comes about empowering people and educating them so they know they can make the best decision for themselves.
It's a scary process for sure, and especially now, all of the regulations, they're going, and people are kind of scared. I mean, I know it's been a couple of years now since the meltdown. I lived in Miami for a lot of years and working in that whole mortgage industry.
Yeah.
And now the regulations are crazy. A lot of that subprime people are scared of that stuff. So that's awesome that you guys were able to bring that value.
It was pretty cool because like people just loved it.
Yeah.
And at the end, that's what our goal is, to make sure that people, when they walk out of stores, they have a clarity and an understanding of what goes on.
Is that a one-time thing, or is that
No,
something
this is
y'all
going
gonna
to
do
be every single month, and so we kicked it off in Sugarland, but we're going to be doing about 4 to 5 every month in different parts of town. So north, northwest, east, south, central. So there's going to be about 4 to 5 events happening every single month, and each event's going to have about 20 to 25 people in attendance. And it's completely free to the public, by the way.
Hear that? Free service, guys. Free. Sometimes you got to do things for free, right?
Absolutely. Well, exactly. Nowadays, I mean, you can't just be calling people and be like, I'm a real estate agent, come hire me. Nobody wakes up in the morning and say, well, I need to find me a real estate agent,
Right.
or I need to find me a badass loan officer. No, I mean, they want the house. That's what they want at the end of the day. They may not know how to get there to their end goal, but our job is to provide that service, let them know, give them the advice, the information that they need to know to make the best decision for themselves and their families and their loved ones.
Awesome. And there's a lot of competition out there. So this is a Gen 1099 show, right? We're talking about people that are on a 1099 and how competitive that can be. When you're focusing on, or you have to depend on yourself to, if you don't move, you don't eat, type of thing. Right. So how do you separate yourself and your team here? Because I know you're a team lead here at Exceed Realty.
Yeah.
How do you separate yourself from the competition in a market that's kind of saturated with a lot of competition?
True. So there's like thousands of real estate agents in Houston, and it's not just real estate, but I think it's just a rule of thumb with any business, any industry that you're in. Your focus should be on giving value.
I like that.
What is it that the client that you're servicing, whether it's real estate or automotive, whatever it may be, whatever industry you're in, like what is their biggest fears? What are their concerns? What are they concerned about? So you have to be in tune with your audience, with the people that you're serving, and then just provide that service. You can host events. You can send, even if you're sending emails, the emails can be, well, how awesome I am. This is, everyone's talking about me. It's not about me. It's never about Mustafa. It's never about Mustafa's team. The event that we had last night, I made it clear to my team. I said, this event is not about you. So don't be afraid. Don't be shy because, they're gonna look, how your hair is done or, this. No, it's not about you. Don't make it about yourself. It's about the people that are coming in. So we have to make sure that this event, they walk out and they get what they want. And we want to make sure that, it's fun, and it's valuable. And
Absolutely.
It's always about them. From the moment they walk into the door until they leave, the experience, it's all about them. That's what matters.
Pay attention, folks. This is what leadership looks like. This is what leadership looks like.
Yeah.
So, talk to us about where are you from? Where are you from? How did you get here to Houston? We know Houston's a huge melting pot.
Yeah.
I myself am from Miami, been here about 3 years, and there's so much diversity here. I love that about this place. Where are you from? What brought you to Houston? And give us the story, the journey of what got you here today, March the 2nd, as the team lead here in Realty.
Yeah. So Houston, I am not from Houston, and I'm glad that I ended up here. What got me here was the war in Afghanistan. That's where I'm from. My family's from Afghanistan. And in 2002, we came here as refugees, and Houston was home in America. And I am so glad that we ended up here in Houston. This is our home. My new people. My neighbors. And so that's where my journey started in America, in Houston. But when I came here, I went to UT Austin.
Okay.
Love that school. Hook 'em horns. To all the Longhorns out there. And also, as soon as I graduated, I went back to Afghanistan for the first time. I was 7 years old when I left Afghanistan.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so I was about 22 when I went back for the first time. And I was working as with the U.S. Army soldiers.
So English is not even your first language then?
No. English is my fourth language, actually.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Man, talk about value.
Cultures.
No doubt.
I grew up speaking 2 languages at home, and then we moved to Pakistan for a while. I think we spent about 10 years in Pakistan. So picked up Urdu over there, and then moved to Houston, picked up English, so 4 languages. And that's one of the reasons why I got a phone call soon after I finished college. And I deployed to Afghanistan. I was working with the U.S. Army Rangers, and I spent 3 years in Afghanistan. Of course, you have to realize, with our soldiers, men and women, they're not trained in cultures of different countries.
No doubt.
They're trained to fight.
Sure.
That's their mission. And so the military, they relies on people like myself to be the ear and the tongue of our troops.
So did you have to do any basic training for that? Were you part of the military, or were you just kind of like a contractor type of deal?
It was a contractor type of deal. We don't go through the same training,
right.
But we go wherever the troops go.
Fascinating.
Combat and non-combat missions, and because at the end of the day, we are there to communicate. There is no computers, there's no Google, Siri, Translate. No, no. Humans are out there.
Yeah.
Full uniform, the whole kit, everything. The only thing I didn't have, or the interpreters didn't have, was a weapon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, well, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Pretty scary, huh?
Yeah.
So how long did you do that for?
3 years. 3
Okay.
years.
Wow.
Yeah. In eastern and southern Afghanistan.
So you did 3 years in Afghanistan. Let me do a quick correction. It's March the 3rd. One of my lovely assistant here correcting me. That's what happens when you have live TV. It's March the 3rd, not the 2nd. Thank you. Appreciate that. So, 3 years over there. You're back in Houston, or were you back in Austin?
After 3 years,
Yeah.
back here in Houston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, back here in Houston, and then I just started my career in real estate.
Oh, okay.
And so I came into it full time. It wasn't, let me just try it part time. No. As entrepreneurs, when you make a choice and you say, I'm going to do this, you better just go at it full force. There's no let me.
No tippy-toeing around it, right?
No. Because then you're wasting your time.
You got to go for it. You got to start.
Jump.
Just jump.
Just jump.
Awesome. 1099, right? So it takes a certain mindset. I'm really big on that, the mindset. It takes a special person to be able to rely on your own efforts. Not to diminish anyone in any way that gets paid on W-2, right? You go in, you work hard for someone, I get it, right?
Yeah.
It's a different mindset when if you don't move, you don't eat type of deal, right? If you don't work, you don't eat. So what type of mindset and ingenuity and creativity do you have to depend on your own efforts and provide the value that you want to bring to the marketplace?
Man, that's a great question. I think that's a question that every entrepreneur, they battle with this every single day, right? You just got to be tough.
Yeah.
And you have to have a tough skin, but you just can't have a tough skin. You have to build it, and it comes with a lot of rejections, with a lot of failures. It comes, and you have to be ready to know that when you fail or when something goes wrong, it's not a failure. It's an opportunity for you to learn from. That's how I look at every single thing. Well, this was our intention. This didn't happen.
Right.
Why did it not happen?
Right.
What can we do differently to make it happen?
Right.
And as entrepreneurs, it shouldn't like everything that I do, everything that I plan. It's not about what. It's never about what. It's always about how. How can I make this happen?
Right.
Right. Like we said, we wanted to have a first-time homebuyer seminar. How do we make this happen? What does that look like? So working it backwards, like plan it. This is what it's going to look like. How do we make it happen? And then just putting those pieces together.
And roll with it.
Yeah, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy because we all have our day-to-day or routine activities.
Sure.
You know,
Sure,
I mean,
sure.
and this is the minimum stuff that we have to do just to keep the ship afloat.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in order to be successful, you have to do certain things on top of that. And when you're trying to do those things, life can become a little bit stressful, hectic, whatever. But if you don't do those things, you don't move forward. You know, you're just stuck there.
Yeah.
So the goal being that you have to just be prepared for rejections and
Sure.
for a lot of no's, and use those as opportunities as to making better your whatever it is that you're working on.
So, it reminds me of that awesome quote by I think it's Thomas Edison. I never lost or I never failed. I just found 10,000 ways not to do it.
Yes,
Right?
exactly. That's exactly what it is.
That's so awesome.
And once you embrace that as reality, then life just becomes so much easier. The rejections don't bother you. It's just you're one step closer to that light bulb.
Awesome. So we're gonna wrap it up here. I want to appreciate you so much for taking the time out.
Thank you.
I learned. I know we're friends, business partners, and I learned some stuff about you that I hadn't learned yet. So this has been enlightening for me. Are there any last-minute advice, tips, something that you want to give to the community out there, the realtor community specifically, or Gen 99? Any final thoughts that you want to give? Any value?
Absolutely. To all my realtor friends out there, or anyone who's working on a business, focus, right? You better make sure that you're loving what you're doing, and then focus on 1, 2, or 3 main things, and then make that happen. Don't be all over the place. Pick 3 things. We said we're going to work with buyers this year, and we're going to have like 500 buyers at the end of the year, and that's our focus, and this is how we're going to do it. Just an example. 3 things, simple, focus, get it done, execute. That's it.
Execute. Awesome. I love it. So tell the viewers the next home buying seminar is where and when.
So it's gonna populate. It's gonna be on our Facebook. It's gonna happen at the beginning of April. We don't have the date yet, but we have everything else set up, and we're gonna announce it within a week or 2.
Is that the Exceed Realty Facebook page?
No, it's gonna be on my page. So
Okay.
on Mustafa Faiz on my page.
So Facebook.com/Mustafa Faiz. So we'll get that up on the Facebook Gen 1099 page so that you can get in contact with him. Also, we're going to start building up his Instagram. So
Yes.
what is that? What's your Instagram handle? Do you even know?
I don't even know. Yeah, because you're telling me that I have an Instagram, and apparently I don't even know that I have one.
We're gonna get him up. We're gonna get him up to speed on that. We're gonna get him up to
Yeah,
speed.
yeah.
And also your phone number. We'll get all the contact information. So That's all the time we have for today. Thank you guys so much. We'll have this up for your viewing pleasure at any time. Be sure to check in with us every Friday at 5 Central at Gen1099. You can also follow us on Instagram at Gen1099, also on the Twitter, and also my personal Instagram page is LOSDEZ. And thank you very much. Have a good night. See you at the top.